We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. And I think in the most simplest terms, it can be defined as projection, right? You pushing your experiences, your beliefs, maybe your traumas, your hurts, your pains, as well as your victories, how you won, how you showed up, how you got through it, onto others, And we can never get rid of ourselves and also the lens we view the world through. But we can change it. Through making the unconscious conscious, we can see more of our biases. So I just wanted to go over 2 biases and what they are. So cognitive biases are systematic errors in thinking that affect how we perceive, interpret, and decide. So number 1, confirmation bias. We favor information that supports our existing beliefs and ignore or discount contradictory evidence. This can create echo chambers, is what they're called, and reinforce stereotypes. An example would be watching content on, incels and their experience. The more you watch it, the more your feed is flooded with this ideology. And if you're not careful, you'll think this is an accurate portrayal of the world and you might get dissolved in it yourself. That's an echo chamber. This can apply to almost everything, but you should be wary of the ones where the answer are usually these extreme answers, right? An example would be where women are sharing their poor bad experiences with men and then deciding all men are trash, or vice versa. Men having bad experiences with women and now saying all women are bad, right? You get these types of videos, you like them, you interact with them, you'll get more and more of them to the point where your real world is dissolved and interlocked with the media version of the real world. And then you go out and it's not actually like that. You don't see these things on the day-to-day basis, not at all. And that's why people are saying, touch grass, because you start to believe these things. And I think that as well. A good rule of thumb is to avoid thinking in extremes, right? These extreme answers, because it can be limiting and make you forego critical thinking. There's that why it's important for younger generations and younger kids to stay off of these apps. One reason I believe that should be the case is from this author Jonathan Haidt and his research on how bad social media and technology at an adolescent age can be for kids, right? It can be devastating and can have long-lasting effects. But more so, you're not able to think for yourself if right when you watch a video and you think of something, you go to the comments, somebody saying this, which is maybe not similar to what you said, but it's getting a lot of likes. Then you forego your thinking and start to believe what everyone else is thinking. You do that enough, you're not only not practicing critical thinking, but it's getting done for you. Okay, enough on that tangent. What I would recommend is to turn it off. Yes, turn off your phone and writing it out, but not in a comment section, which it can be good for comfort, right? If you're sharing your experience or your story, but bad for reinforcing extreme beliefs. Keyword extreme. So in a journal, writing it down and coming back to it when you're less emotional to question yourself proves easier on paper because paper doesn't judge and can open your mind to more reasoning. This can be maybe controversial, but using AI to find your gaps of thinking and biases, I actually had an experience where this helped me a lot. Someone close to me was singing a song from that singer David who, murdered that young girl Celeste, and I was like, oh dang, that sucks, like alluding to the tragedy that occurred. And that person immediately said, you must forgive. And this immediately caught me off guard, because forgive the actions he did. This person's view of the world was through Christianity, and I didn't want to be emotional and be mean because I didn't agree with it, and I didn't know how to voice my reasoning for why I thought this way and why I disagreed with her. And actually had a similar experience with the same person where I did get mad and nothing was resolved, nor helping change this extreme way that they were thinking. So this time I actually said, hey, I need a minute, and popped it into a chatbot, and it actually gave me the gaps of thinking that we were both missing, so then I could have a real conversation. Later that day I had a conversation about it. It opened her mind and it made her realize, yeah, their forgiveness isn't yours to give, on their behalf and stuff like that, as well as this extreme thinking in anything can be bad, specifically in this case, Christianity. So yeah, that really helped me. So it can be controversial, AI and in use for creativity, but for finding gaps of thinking, it's a really good tool. So I recommend that as well. Okay, this is the last one and the second one. Experience bias, similar to the first one. We assume our own perspective is the objective truth, ignoring that others may see things differently. A tip I would give is go into conversation like you're a student and the other person's a teacher, and that they may have something valuable for you to learn. It's hard, right? Because we're defensive humans at nature, and sometimes we're so tied to our beliefs and thoughts that it's hard, right? It's hard in the moment, and you say things I regret saying, or you end up not having a productive conversation because it turns into an argument or into a clashing debate instead of a productive conversation where thoughts are formed. You can see the other side, they can see you. You ask good questions, they ask good questions, right? But remember, you aren't your thoughts, nor is your morality tested this way. More so, that is through the actions we take and the choices we make. So it's not life or death. I think in regards to social media, when you're forced to have a belief or else you'll be casted from this group or us, us versus them thinking, it can feel like death. Because back then, what that meant was if I disagreed with the group, and the group didn't agree with me, they wouldn't share their meals with me. They wouldn't share their living spaces with me, right? Their village. I would be outcasted from the group, from the village maybe, and that would literally mean death. Now today, that doesn't mean death. The closest thing we have to it is maybe cancel culture. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to think A or B. You can make your own decisions, and that can take time. Give yourself that time, and don't think in group mentalities, because that's what everyone with the most likes on this TikTok is saying. I know it's hard and it's scary, because then maybe you won't be liked as much in the friend group or in the family or in the community or in college or on TikTok. But do you really care about that? Or do you care about being true to yourself? And as well, this is a reminder, right? Like I was saying, you aren't your thoughts. Your beliefs can change. I think it should be rewarded that you don't stick to your beliefs your whole life, right? Because that means you've changed your thought processes and how you see the world. But many of us, the average American, reminder, is obese, less than 1K in the bank, and is divorced. That's the average human, right? So this is our control group. And you gotta remind yourself, we don't change much, right? We make up our minds and then we don't change. But you can. If you're the type of person to watch these videos, you can, and you have the ability, and you should, right? Thinking, especially critical thinking, is an ever ongoing process. That's why you go into these conversations as you are a student, because then you'll be able to keep your mind open and not prideful and attached so egotistically to your thoughts and your beliefs. But you can truly be humble this way. So take a deep breath, and before you immediately jump to that defensive response, because in TV shows and in movies and in TikTok comment sections, it sounds cool and badass. You can think on your feet and respond immediately. But sometimes the answer isn't the immediate one. It's the one that takes a deep breath. Okay, let me see how you see it through your eyes. Let me speak calm, and then I can speak. Right? Anger dissipates quickly, so just let it. And if you need more time than that, it's okay to be in a group setting and say, hey, actually, I need a second. I'll come back to this. We can come back to this. If you see the other person being aggressive or defensive themselves, you take a break on their behalf. Hey, I think we can have a better conversation once we've calmed down. So to not put the spotlight on them or embarrass them, you say it as a we. But yeah, this video is kind of all over the place. But yeah, just to recap, we don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. So in simplest terms, this is projection. The goal is to understand yourself and our biases that get in our way of that get in our way of seeing the world. Remember, confirmation bias. We favor information that supports our existing beliefs and ignore or discount contradictory evidence. Don't get reinforced by your stereotype and get lost and trapped in echo chambers. You do this by not just watching one side of it, watch the other side. Comment your story and your experiences if it'll truly be helpful, but not if it'll reinforce beliefs that are extreme. Keyword extreme. Paper doesn't judge, so write it out. Come back to it when less emotional to understand your gaps of thinking. We don't know all our gaps of thinking and our biases, which is why we've lived with them for so long. So I recommend using AI. Yes, controversial, but this can help you see your faults in your reasoning. And yeah, number 2, experience bias. We assume our own perspective is the objective truth, ignoring that others may see things differently. When you're out and about, any type of social interaction, pretend you are a student and the other person is the teacher and they have something to teach, no matter what. No matter if they seem dumber than you or ignorant to you or prideful or you can't have a productive conversation. You know what I'm talking about. But stop tying your value as a human to your thoughts and your beliefs, because those will only be tested through actions. Yes, we want to say the right things. Yes, we want to be liked. But if that's at the cost of you not liking who you are, then you have to reevaluate that, because at the end of the day, you want to like yourself, right? And we all know we like or don't like ourselves. But yeah, open your mind by truly being humble, by trying these methods. So yeah, confirmation bias and experience bias. Be wary of these. Be careful to think in extremes as the answer, especially in culture conversations or us versus them. You know, critical thinking will be harder and takes more than just an easy yes or no. Sometimes the truest answer is the most simplest. But sometimes the truth lies somewhere in the middle between you and the other person. So yeah, this is Reversing Local Entropy. I'm gonna get back to watching Brazil versus Norway. You guys have a good upcoming week. Please leave a like and let me know if you guys enjoy these types of videos. And yeah, bye bye.